Hi guys, welcome back to Savi King Recaps. Today I will bring the first 4 episodes of the anime titled Reign of the Seven Spellblades. In a world where magic is pretty normal, the Kimberly Magic Academy is basically a Hogwarts of this world, inviting new students into its mystical embrace every year. As the sun rises on the day of the entrance ceremony, Oliver finds himself walking towards the illustrious academy, his heart pounding with anticipation and a hint of nervousness. However, the calming voice of a flower catches his attention, offering soothing words of reassurance in the face of an unknown future. Wondering if the flower extends this advice to every new student, Oliver's curiosity is piqued. Moments later, he notices a girl named Katie, who, like him, appears slightly anxious about what lies ahead. Engaging in conversation, they both witness another student guide dismissing the flower's claims, explaining that the magical plants around the academy have peculiar effects on the students' personalities due to their absorption of magic particles. A sense of relief washes over Katie as she learns about the nature of these pride plants. Interestingly, the attention shifts to another student named Michaela, who warns a fellow student, Pete, about nearly stepping on Madame's stem. The quirkiness of the Academy's magical plants starts to become obvious, and Oliver can't help but feel enchanted by this vibrant world. As the conversation progresses, the group is introduced to Nanao, an enigmatic and elegantly dressed student who resembles a samurai from ancient tales. Her arrival takes everyone by surprise, and murmurs of intrigue fill the air. The plot thickens as the students stumble upon a troll during the magical fauna parade. Katie's concern escalates, resulting in a heated argument about the nature of trolls. However, their conversation is abruptly halted when Katie falls under a spell, her body moving uncontrollably toward the troll. In an act of bravery, Nanao steps forward, showcasing her badass fighting skills. With the group rallying to find a solution, Oliver devises a clever plan involving wind magic. Thinking quickly and altering the spell's sound, Oliver provides Nanao with the perfect opportunity to defeat the troll. This display of teamwork and magical prowess solidifies their newfound bond, laying the foundation for a unique friendship that will shake their time at Kimberly Magic Academy. The entrance ceremony is about to start, and the students gather with excitement. The imposing figure of Headmistress Esmeralda takes the stage, a powerful sorceress known for her wisdom and guidance. Apologizing for the parade incident and the presence of the troll, she asserts the Academy's values of freedom and results, reminding the students of the potential risks involved in their magical pursuits. A solemn revelation follows. 20% of the students do not graduate due to life-altering consequences related to their magical abilities. As the ceremony concludes, the students head to the welcome banquet, where they have the chance to get to know one another. Michaela, Katie, Guy, Pete, Oliver, and Nanao share their backgrounds and reasons for joining the academy. Michaela, the dignified eldest daughter of the McFarlane family, hailing from Yeldland, reveals the deep-rooted magical heritage that defines her proud lineage. Katie, an exchange student from Farnland, expresses her affinity for magical fauna and extends her heartfelt gratitude to her newfound friends for saving her during the parade. Next comes Guy, who shares the fascinating history of his family's long-standing tradition as magical farmers, his knowledge about magical plants standing out on his peers. Pete, a non-magical student, surprises the group by securing a coveted ordinary slot at the academy, a testament to his dedication and determination to learn magic. Oliver follows, sharing his magical heritage dating back to his grandfather's time, his family deeply immersed in the world of sorcery. Finally, Nanao's story captivates the group as she recounts her past as a samurai miraculously saved by a passing mage who paved the path to Kimberly Magic Academy. Nanao's mysterious aura and her unique abilities continue to intrigue her new friends. The evening progresses as the students engage in spirited conversation, forming bonds that will undoubtedly withstand the tests of time and magical trials. Oliver, in an unexpected twist of fate, finds himself rooming with Pete, forging a unique camaraderie as they begin their magical journey together. In the early hours of the next morning, with most of the academy still dead asleep, Oliver comes out to explore his new surroundings. Unexpectedly, he encounters Teresa Karst, a covert operative sent by Gwen, assigned to watch over him during his initial days at the academy. Curious about this situation, Oliver engages in conversation with Teresa, who reveals her mission and relation to Gwen. As the morning light bathes the academy grounds, Oliver stumbles upon a surprising sight. Nanao bathing peacefully in the fountain. Reacting swiftly, he conjures a curtain of magic around her, preserving her privacy. Nanao's explanation for her unconventional bathing ritual sheds light on her past, hinting at the darkness she carries within. The episode finishes, leaving viewers spellbound by the enchanting world of Kimberly Magic Academy. The stage is set, the characters are introduced, and the journey has just begun. As our young wizards embrace the unknown, they are in for some truly magical adventures. As the sun rises on another day at Kimberly Magic Academy, Oliver and his newfound friends gather, excited to have a day filled with intriguing classes. However, the morning kicks off with an amusing revelation from Guy, who nearly overslept due to being unaware of the existence of clock knots. Nevertheless, everyone is hungry and needs breakfast, knowing that a busy day of classes awaits them. Nanao's excitement about the magic class sparks curiosity among her friends, who wonder what it has in store. Pete, being the nerd that he is, reminds them to hurry through breakfast to ensure they have ample time to attend all their classes. The first class of the day is Sword Arts, taught by the skilled instructor Leather Garland. Eager to learn, the students are greeted by Leather, who asks whether they understand the essence of sword arts. Pete steps up, explaining that sword arts involve techniques performed using athames, which are small, double-edged knives. He goes on to share the history behind the inclusion of athames as a defense mechanism against close-range attacks, dating back 400 years to the legendary mage Wilf Batterwell, who faced non-magical opponents. Impressed by Pete's knowledge, Leather proposes a duel between two students who have combat experience. Without hesitation, Nanao volunteers, her eyes gleaming with excitement. Following suit, Richard Andrews offers to be her opponent, curious about her prowess and Asia's sword-fighting techniques. A showdown unfolds as Oliver also volunteers, intending to support Nanao during the duel. However, he can't help but notice Richard's ulterior motive of showing off his skills. The tension between Oliver and Richard escalates as they exchange words, revealing their differing perspectives on helping others. Michaela interrupts their heated discussion, proposing her own duel with Richard, believing it will garner more attention if he defeats her. Leather ultimately approves the duels, setting the stage for an intense display of magical combat. The first duel commences, hitting Oliver against Nanao, with their swords ensorcelled to prevent lethal injuries. The goal is to deliver a mortal blow to the head or chest. At first, Oliver intends not to use magic against Nanao, but he quickly realizes just how good she is when she uses innocent color. Their battle starts, and Oliver realizes that Nanao has most likely been in a real fight before, making her a skilled and formidable opponent. As Nanao cries during the duel, Oliver's resolve strengthens and he decides to fight seriously. Their swords clash, creating an electrifying spectacle of magical prowess. However, the anti-lethality spell is unintentionally broken in the heat of the moment, prompting Leather to intervene and halt the duel. Following the duel, Nanao approaches Oliver, expressing her satisfaction with their battle, but complaining about the fact that they didn't get to finish it. She eagerly asks if they can duel again, but Oliver declines, explaining that he never wants to fight her seriously again. He completely opposes the idea of harming her or worse, watching her die. Their second class, Spellology, brings them to the engaging instructor Francis Gilchrist, who emphasizes using only white wands to resolve any issues as mages. Francis introduces the class to magical silkworms, creatures that produce cocoons when fed with magic. However, feeding them too much magic results in black cocoons, transforming the silkworms into dangerous monsters. The students are tasked with producing 5 normal cocoons from 10 silkworms. Michaela excels in the task, deftly completing it without any issues. She decides to assist Nanao, who struggles with the task. Guy asks Michaela for help, but she insists he should learn from failure before seeking aid. Katie, on the other hand, proceeds cautiously, attempting to avoid any failures. Unfortunately, she encounters difficulty with the 10th silkworm, leading to a harrowing experience when the cocoon transforms into a monster, biting her hand. Michaela and Oliver react swiftly, eliminating the monster, but they lose points for assisting another student. As Katie and Oliver head to the nurse's office, Oliver takes the opportunity to comfort her, acknowledging her compassionate nature and the harsh reality of Earth's cruelty. He assures her that she is not alone in her struggles and that remaining kind, even in a harsh world, is a noble virtue. Oliver's compassionate words inspire the rest of their friends, who secretly eavesdrop at the door, showing their unwavering support for Katie. Later, Oliver crosses paths with Teresa, who offers him advice about choosing better friends. He says that he's capable of making his own decisions and questions her motives. Teresa explains that she's heading back to Master Gwyn's workshop and informs Oliver of her impending absence. After dinner, Pete realizes he lost his book, suspecting it may have been left behind in Spellology class. Oliver warns him that finding lost items at Kimberly is no easy feat. Still, they head out to search for the book, joking that mischievous fairies may have been involved. Unexpectedly, they find themselves lost in the labyrinth surrounding the academy. Their uncertainty attracts the attention of Ophelia Salvadori, a fourth-year student with a rather eerie reputation. Ophelia attempts to charm them, but Oliver's resistance surprises her. A mysterious figure named Cyrus Rivermore intervenes, expressing concern over their reluctance to converse with Ophelia. Refusing to succumb to Ophelia's manipulation, the trio quickly escapes her clutches. Despite the brutal experience, they manage to return safely to the academy. As the next day begins, the events of the previous night weigh heavily on Oliver's mind. He finds himself reflecting on the intense encounters with Ophelia and Cyrus in the labyrinth and the deep revelations shared by Nanao about her past. Oliver, Pete, and Michaela gather for their first class of the day, Sword Arts, still thinking about the events of the previous night. As the class begins, one curious student inquires about the possibility of using a spellblade, a specific and highly secretive type of sword art. Leather acknowledges the curiosity surrounding spellblades but explains that their details are closely guarded secrets. He cannot tell whether he possesses such a technique or not. The lingering tension between Oliver and Richard comes to the forefront as Richard challenges him to a duel. Nanao, sensing Oliver's uncertainty, encourages him not to hold back and to fight with all his might. Despite Richard's annoyance, Nanao desires a genuine fight where Oliver doesn't hold back, showcasing his true strength. Michaela confides in Oliver that Richard's fixation on proving his worth is partly due to the constant comparisons she and others have made between them. Oliver, not wanting to worsen his relationship with Richard, grapples with how to approach the duel. However, Nanao's unwavering support motivates him to give his all. As the group prepares for the duel, Pete brings troubling news. Katie has run off intending to save the troll from being killed. Her compassionate nature compels her to believe that she can reason with the creature. The others rush to find her, hoping to prevent any potential conflict. In the meantime, Katie encounters Darius Grenville, a fellow student known for his ruthless approach. Despite his derogatory remarks, Katie remains determined to prevent the troll's death. Before anything escalates, Vera Milligan intervenes, citing objections filed by Leather and the civil rights advocates. Leather's objection leads Darius to grudgingly accept the troll's survival, though he remains unyielding in his teaching methods. As the situation unfolds, Vera introduces herself to Katie and offers her support should she need it. Soon after, a familiar brings a letter to Michaela, revealing that Richard has issued a challenge to both Oliver and Nanao. The duel is set, but the stakes are much higher than mere competition. The morning sun illuminates the aftermath of the intense battle at Kimberly Magic Academy. Oliver and his friends find themselves reflecting on the events that unfolded in the labyrinth and the powerful bond that now ties them together. Despite the trials they face, they are determined to face the challenges ahead and stand tall against the shadows that loom over the academy. While Katie continues her efforts to befriend the troll, some of the students, fueled by compassion, Oliver, Guy, and Nanao intervene, engaging the mocking students in a fierce fight. Although they emerge victorious, their actions land them in detention. Katie feels guilty, believing that her inability to defend herself led to their punishment, but Oliver insists that it was his lack of self-control that led to the situation. Michaela, however, supports their actions but warns Oliver that most of the first-year students are now against them, making Richard's upcoming duel even more challenging. The day of the duel arrives and Oliver decides to accept Richard's challenge, understanding that conflict with him is inevitable. Accompanied by his friends, they are led by two students to a coliseum within the labyrinth where a large crowd eagerly gathers to witness the spectacle. Before the duel commences, Richard engages in an exhibition battle with his partner against two kobolds, easily dispatching one of them. As the battle concludes, Richard proposes a new challenge to Oliver. They will take turns hunting kobolds, and the one who slays the most will be declared the winner. As the second kobold attempts to leave the arena, Nanao becomes incensed by the students' mockery of the creature's helplessness. She confronts the crowd, declaring their actions despicable. In response, the students become hostile, hurling bottles at her. Nanao turns to Oliver, urging him to leave as the battle has lost its worthiness. However, some students block their path, threatening to harm them if they attempt to leave. Faced with the dilemma of fighting fellow students or the kobolds, Nanao chooses to fight them, knowing that the kobolds have no desire for combat. The situation intensifies, but the unexpected appearance of a Garuda changes the course of events. The Garuda, a fearsome divine beast familiar, attacks the students and kobolds alike, causing chaos in the Colosseum. As students scatter, Nanao confronts the Garuda to protect Richard. However, the beast proves formidable and Oliver intervenes to save her from a deadly attack. Taking advantage of a momentary distraction, Nanao resumes her battle with the Garuda. Oliver realizes that Nanao's courage stems from her unique perspective as a samurai. She does not choose her foes and believes in victory once the fight begins. Oliver recognizes that Richard's courage lies in a different form. Though scared, Richard risks his life, fearing the shame of defeat. As Nanao lands the decisive blow, Oliver thanks Richard for his unexpected assistance, acknowledging the courage and honor he displayed. Emotions overwhelm Richard as he admits that he is afraid to fight, but more afraid of being called an embarrassment to his clan. Nanao reminds him that a samurai must stand their ground once a battle begins, but Oliver disagrees, stating that there is no shame in running from an unbeatable foe. Despite their differing viewpoints, Oliver and Richard find common ground in their determination to face their fears. Nanao calls Richard a comrade in arms, which deeply moves him, and he leaves the Colosseum, crying tears of newfound understanding. And that concludes our recap of the anime. If you haven't already, then make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on all the latest anime recaps and reviews. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss a moment of anime greatness. Until the next video, stay tuned and keep exploring the extraordinary realm of anime with us.